What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Fastbreak Kids. It's been a few weeks.
Dude,
we apologize. We've had some issues, but we're back. I am
baby.
Wiley Lewis here with Josh Adamovich, and we are here with our rising and falling picks of the week.
Yeah.
We're right in the middle of Movember.
I'm rocking it.
We're watching.
You can't really tell because I'm like half a man.
I like to refer to. I prefer the no shave November
I do
instead
too,
of
honestly.
Movember. I think it's just the whole thing. Why just celebrate mustaches? Mustaches seem to be like the worst part of facial hair, personally.
I can't even grow a mustache, really. I mean,
So why would we celebrate
it's
that?
like 4 hairs there, maybe. I don't know. I
We
haven't
would.
shaved all month. There's like 4 hairs.
But
so.
hey, Movember watch. We see you, Matt Castle. We see you
Matt
with the. We
Castle's
see
looking
you.
good.
Your playing has been terrible. You managed to
Um,
get 6 points against Tampa Bay, but you know what? Mustache, we see it.
I'll say this. Yeah, you are not the answer to the Cowboys' prayers.
No.
But that mustache. That mustache.
And don't worry, you get to sit on the bench from now on. Tony Romo's back.
Did you see
Brandon Whedon got cut.
Did you see Tony Romo's tweet?
No.
Oh my gosh. It was epic. You have to watch
Well,
it
what?
later.
We'll have to check that
It was the speech from Major League
out.
about how we can make the playoffs.
They definitely
They
can in
make
that in that
playoffs.
division.
Yeah, definitely. All right, rising and falling.
Rising and
Let's do
falling.
this.
Let's first go to the board
Let's
and
adjust.
see. Let's adjust. Correct. First off,
Yeah, bring it to me.
Steelers. They are rising.
I feel like they're rising.
Heck, when you have Ben Roethlisberger as your backup, and then your Landry Jones goes down for injury, and
Yeah.
Roethlisberger, who's not even supposed to play, has the best day of any quarterback.
Yeah.
They're rising.
Rising.
Definitely rising.
rising and rising.
Rising and rising.
While
Now-
we're over here, though, yeah, I was gonna say.
I think there's nobody over here that needs to move anymore.
No. Society is still falling. The Ravens still
Always,
suck.
always.
San Diego, I don't know what's going on.
Tune into any news station, society, always on the down.
Falling. Talk about the Saints for a little bit.
Ooh. Oh man.
Falling.
Whew.
How many-
After a brutal loss to Washington.
How many did they give up to the Redacteds?
Oh my goodness. I don't
believe-
think they count that high.
I believe it
I
was
don't think they count that high.
47.
It-
They have Drew Brees, granted,
They didn't even.
but he can't get you 8 touchdowns a game.
They only garnered, I believe, 2, maybe 3 touchdowns that game. Though it was like 14. They only got
I think they had like
14
20.
points.
Yeah, I think they had maybe 21.
And
maybe
it was
3
just-
TDs. Well, dude,
It was bad.
Keep me to be honest. I
Oh,
don't
God.
even want to touch it anymore.
Oh, God.
I don't even want to.
Oh. They fired their defensive coordinator, rightfully
Well,
so.
I mean, it's Rob Ryan. Like, when have we ever been like
I feel like Rob Ryan is one of the weirdest defensive coordinators of all time because sometimes he does a good job.
Sometimes
He
he
did a
does
good
great
job
work.
in Cleveland.
He did.
And then all of a sudden
okay with Dallas. He was there for a little bit, wasn't he? Wasn't he in Dallas for a little
he
bit? or no?
was. It wasn't great. And
Well, I don't know.
granted, they didn't have a lot of talent there. But wow, he definitely deserved to get fired. I don't know where he goes
Well,
next. He's a big name, so he'll go somewhere else.
Dude, their secondary is just. I think it might be worse than the Ravens. I don't know if
Yeah.
that's possible with all the injuries we have, but
When you get shredded like that by Kirk Cousins,
by Kirk Cousins.
Captain Kirk is not supposed to do that much damage to your secondary. That's bad news.
That's terrible.
And all of a sudden, look out, the Redskins are on the playoff hunt.
Are they what 3? Are they 3 and 6?
They are
now?
4
They're 4 and 5.
4 and 5. You know who else is 4 and 5? Chicago Bears
Houston Texans as well.
and the Bucks.
the Bucks are 4
What
and 5.
is happening, people? I don't
Parody.
know.
Parody.
Parody. I don't know about parody too much. I think there's some freak things going on
I
in this league.
think there is some. What's the word I'm looking for? It'll come to me, I'm sure, sometime.
We'll get
back
when
to
you think about it, you let us know.
I'll think about
Any more changes? Falcons
Falcons. Yeah.
Falcons.
Two bad losses in a row.
losing in overtime to the Buccaneers, and then immediately the next week losing to Colin Kaepernick's replacement Blaine Gabbert, 17-16. falling immediately.
I don't even want to talk about that anymore.
That is an immediate falling maneuver.
Thank you, sir.
And like Woody says, they are falling with style.
That was falling with style.
Wait. Just let's rewind. So I know it was Blaine Gabbert playing, but I don't know how it happened. How did Blaine Gabbert get that win?
I think he had some sort of a head cold or something, and he forgot who he really was.
Did he sacrifice
some sort of
goat to the football gods?
Some sort of amnesia where he forgot that he was Blaine Gabbert, and he figured that he could just do stuff that he normally doesn't do.
It's like
maybe he gained some false confidence. I don't know.
It's almost like he forgot how to throw interceptions. I mean, he still threw one, but
But that's it. Right?
That's one. He threw one.
Ex-Jaguar.
He did it.
He's learning.
He's gonna make a name for himself yet.
How much worse does this make Colin look?
Should we drop him off the board and just throw him on the ground? I mean, you okay with that?
He's down there. He's down there.
Yeah.
And
that might be it. Oh, the Bengals lost. Are they falling now?
No.
Are they falling, Wiley?
It's one game.
Come on.
Relax, people. What did Aaron Rodgers say? RELAX.
What is that?
Relax.
Relax.
Settle down. Also, last change. This guy, Peyton Manning.
Oh my gosh. You put him on
Hold on. Let's just take a second.
Oh.
And just
Moment of silence for Peyton Manning.
Moment of silence for Peyton Manning and his career. All right.
That was nice. Hey man.
Wow. You know, when you're dominant for so long,
he had a good 17 years. Well, a good 16 if you count the years out. You know what I mean?
He breaks Brett Favre's all-time passing yardage record
by throwing for 35 yards.
And throws for 35 yards and 4 picks and gets benched in place for Brock Osweiler.
Brock actually be the starter, Osweiler.
Couple questions to follow up on this. First of all, he's going where Colin was.
Oh, he's getting dunked on by Boogie.
Oh man, Boogie is just
poster.
Oh, he's upside down. He's getting slammed on.
Poster. Yeah, let's talk about this.
First off,
let's talk about it.
Is this the last we see of Peyton Manning? Because now we hear he has a tear in his plantar fasciitis.
So
correct? Is that the correct term?
I believe that's what it's called. I believe it's just a plantar fascia. But I think what he has is plantar fasciitis.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
I'm not a doctor. I only play one on TV. Okay.
Okay.
So I think Kubiak, what he's trying to do is potentially save him for later on in the season, or maybe just the playoffs.
We'll see.
By resting him. But if Brock does well, you have to imagine that they're going to stick with him, right?
Well, here's the thing. It's like, how good is Brock going to look? Because, I mean, he couldn't get much worse.
He's going to look better than Peyton. You're right. As long as he throws touchdowns, as long as he throws more touchdowns than interceptions, he's going to look good, in my opinion.
The Chiefs kind of beat them up, including their defense.
Yeah, their defense.
Their defense has been good at bailing Peyton Manning out throughout this whole season.
It's easily been the best defense in the league, but they didn't look like that against the Chiefs.
No, and the Chiefs are not great offensively.
They have talent, though. I just don't think they have.
Without Jamal Charles, Charkandrick West just ran all over them.
I just don't think they have the cohesion as a unit. But I feel like they obviously have weapons.
Hey, but at least they got the right coach, right? Puppet.
I'm your puppet.
Yeah, dude, things are really falling apart in Denver.
Yeah. Well, dude, they're
they're
8-1, right?
Which is why I ask another question.
Excuse me, 7-2. I'm sorry, 7-2.
I ask another question.
Yeah, let's hear it.
What about Tim Tebow's up to right now?
Isn't he on the SEC network? Is he?
Denver.
Hey man, do you remember what happened last time Tim Tebow started a playoff game in Denver? What happened?
Oh yeah, they won.
Right. Against who?
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Captained by who?
Ben Roethlisberger.
Future Hall of Famer. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Tebow. Let's go.
We're just like right here right now. I just knew every answer so quickly.
We're in sync.
We could be on the Newlywed Game. Anyways, we totally win.
Can we not? Can we make that happen?
I'll look into it.
We'll discuss.
Stay tuned.
We'll discuss.
Finally,
Yeah.
I have to ask you this last one.
Please.
Actually, you know what? I'm going to wait because it has something to do with one of my falling picks, so we'll wait.
Excellent.
Stay tuned again.
Stay tuned.
All right, so that is enough with us shifting the board around. Josh, give us your rising
What do you
pick.
want? Oh, you want Rising? Excellent.
Let's go rising.
You guys ready for this? Johnny Football is back.
Johnny.
I don't know if he's back, but he's here.
He's here.
He's here.
He's here, people, and you know what?
Now,
There are two guys who've been calling for this all year.
I think his
and
name-
they're sitting right here.
his name is Wiley Lewis and Josh Adamovich, right here.
That is correct.
So, let me just
Lay it down for
let me
us.
lay it down for you guys. Well, it kind of sucks. I mean, they lost to the Steelers, obviously. So,
Obviously.
but on the bright side, Johnny played well, ish. Threw for a career high, 374 yards. That's no small thing.
No.
That's no small thing. Okay, let's be real about it. He threw a nice bomb to Travis Benjamin, which was nice.
He did. He did.
They should have scored.
He has a good connection with Travis Benjamin
They've been throwing bombs all year.
when he's been playing.
He's been
yeah.
playing, yeah. They should have scored on that possession. They only kicked a field goal, whatever. I like Johnny. And plus, I like what Mike Pettin said. He finally said what we've all been thinking, or at least what we've been thinking, is that they have him. It's time to invest in him, see what he can
Yeah.
do.
We know what Josh McCown can do.
And he's an average starter at best.
Yeah, he can have some good games every once in a while.
And he has. He's shown it,
But he's not a game breaker.
he's not a franchise quarterback. He's not a guy that can get you through the playoffs. He might get you to
No.
maybe. I mean, last year with the Bucks, that didn't happen.
Right.
You won one game as a starter.
That was bad.
So
That was bad.
About time.
I like that. Rising. Because, I mean, he wasn't really going anywhere in the first place.
He's
so
going up now.
He's moving up.
He,
He's grown up, making grown up decisions.
I just want to see what he can do finally. And, now
And he's not going to get punished by the NFL for that.
I saw that
recent,
too. I saw that too. So
Was it DUI?
no, it wasn't even that.
What was it?
It was there was some altercation with. I mean, like there's an altercation with his girlfriend. I don't want to know.
Everybody's getting in altercations with their girlfriends now.
I mean, I don't want to downplay it because I mean it's obviously no small thing, but I don't know what. Like I just know
Hey,
what I've heard about it. You know what I mean? I just know what I
He's
heard.
innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
That's the way I usually think of it.
Yeah.
My rising pick comes from this weekend.
Oh yes.
UFC 193. Holly Holm,
Preacher's daughter.
the preacher's daughter. Ladies and gentlemen, you probably heard about it. If I can get this right and I can center it.
Can you get it?
I don't know. I'm having trouble with it.
That was something else.
I mean,
That was
look,
something else. That you watched the fight. I didn't watch the fight. I just saw highlights of it.
I'm
Well,
going to tell you
I
something
saw
right
the
now.
highlight
Now,
of it.
people are referring to her as the Buster Douglas of the UFC.
Okay.
For those of you who don't know, Buster Douglas is the first person to beat Mike Tyson, knocked him out, shocked everyone. I believe it was in Tokyo. And it was just like, that's the biggest boxing he was the biggest underdog in boxing history, essentially.
Right.
To win and beat someone of that magnitude.
Especially to knock him out.
Yeah, knocked him out, and first of all, it's what led to the downfall of Mike Tyson, and it created this huge legend of Buster Douglas. Now, to refer to Holly Holm as Buster Douglas is a huge slap in her face for what she's accomplished in her boxing career, because
Slander and libel.
Buster Douglas was a big lazy bum who got it together for one fight and put it all together and beat Mike Tyson and then faded away again shortly after that. This is a woman who has won so many titles in boxing and kickboxing, and she was a tremendous underdog to Ronda Rousey, who, I mean, who doesn't know who Ronda Rousey is at this point?
Her, man.
She's terrifying. Often compared to Mike Tyson.
The most dominant female fighter I've ever seen.
And it was
I haven't
just...
seen many, but I've seen enough of her to know that
Absolutely.
I wouldn't want to get in the ring with her.
No.
I don't think anyone wants to get in the ring with her,
And
you know what I mean?
It's
She's dominant.
amazing because everybody was saying It's too soon. Holly can't. This was her third UFC fight.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I was like, this is going to be ugly. Like, this is going to be over quick. Rousey always finishes her opponents like that. And give credit where credit is due. Holly Holm used the footwork, popped Rousey all throughout the first round, and then finished her off in the second round with one of the most devastating head kicks you'll
That's
see.
what I'm saying. That was brutal, man.
Especially in women's MMA. Nothing against women, but you don't see knockouts like that
and you watch
in
enough
women's
to know,
MMA.
so
And I watch
know.
plenty. I try to watch as much as I can, and it just doesn't happen that often. And when it does like that, on that big of a stage, this was an Australian card, one of the biggest, I think the biggest MMA events in Australian history, and headlined by 2 female title fights. And Joanna Jędrzejczyk, give props to her, nobody knows what I just said, but it's the other female fighter who won in the other title. She's awesome.
That's dope.
Just shout out to her because she's amazing. But Holly Holm wins the championship, shocks the world, and it's amazing, and she's one of the coolest people. So definitely rising. Holly Holm, big ups to you.
Big ups.
All right.
That was dope. Yeah, like I saw the highlights of it, and wow.
Yeah, true. Dude.
Just, oof. Yeah, crazy.
She broke the internet.
Props, Holly.
Falling.
Falling.
Let's go to the other end of the spectrum.
Is this too crazy, Wiley?
No, it's not.
I'm gonna go with Green Bay Packers. Now, again, you said it earlier. I mean, all Aaron Rodgers has to say is this: RELAX, relax.
Right.
But still, like,
No,
this is an interesting spot for the Pack.
It really is.
Last time they lost the 3 games in a row was, I can't even tell you. It's been a while.
Especially, and here's the thing, the first 2 losses, I can kind of understand. They got manhandled by that Broncos defense.
Yeah.
They got manhandled by that Panthers defense. Okay. I got it.
Who are they playing this
No
week?
problem.
Oh, that's right, the Lions.
The Lions come to town. Now,
That's a problem.
Josh, we talked about it before we started filming. The last time the Lions won in
Lambeau.
Green Bay,
Oh my gosh.
in Lambeau,
Break it down for me.
Brett Favre was playing for the Atlanta Falcons.
Wow.
That's a long time
That's
ago.
a long time
We're
ago.
talking early 90s.
Early 90s, yeah, that's a long
And-
time ago.
For this Detroit Lions team to come in to do that.
Especially this one, because they've been awful the whole year.
And terrible. Just terrible.
Right.
I picked them to win that division.
Well, we know that was a mistake.
Obviously.
Yeah.
I wish I could go back and change that.
Gladen.
Mulligan.
I'll give it to you.
But
And-
this was a hideous game. A bizarre game.
Think about the playoff implications here. If Green Bay doesn't win the division,
That's the thing too. They're not even leading the division anymore.
The
Minnesota
Vikings
is
are.
at the top now at 7-2.
I still feel strongly about them playing in the NFC Championship.
They're
game.
very good.
Very good team. But where does it leave? Where does this leave Green Bay in terms of the playoffs? Because you're looking at probably the Falcons and Green Bay.
Yeah.
I mean, is there anyone else? I mean, they're sitting at 6-3. It's not like they're super far ahead of the pack. I think
Right.
I feel like
They're
there's
about
3
2
teams-
games,
2 games
maybe.
ahead of. Oh yeah.
1 or 2 games ahead.
Oh
I think the Giants are 5-5.
yeah.
So
Or 5-4. 5-4.
no, 5-5. I don't think they've had their bye
They
week.
have a bye? Okay,
I
cool,
think
cool.
their bye week is this week.
Excellent. Okay.
So a game and a half behind them. Yeah, it's gonna be tough for them. Obviously, look, you got Aaron Rodgers. I mean,
You have Aaron Rodgers.
and it's not like the defense
best
is
quarterback
bad.
in
The
the league.
defense is still good. They're just they don't have the big names, so maybe they don't have guys to make those big plays for
Big,
them.
yeah.
But they're solid. They're not bad like they used to be.
No.
But man, you drop one to Detroit. In that game, Detroit wanted to give this one away.
That was an
Lions finally score, go up by 8
yeah.
with just like 2 minutes left.
And then you let Aaron
Missed
Rodgers.
the extra point. They
Right.
missed the extra point. They could have gone up by 9 and
And-
essentially sealed it.
Yeah, and iced it, and you let Aaron Rodgers drive on you. You let him throw a touchdown pass, and then
They didn't get the 2-pointer,
he didn't get the 2 points.
but then They get the onside kick because, come on, Calvin Johnson lets an onside kick go through his hands. Literally, Calvin Johnson, probably the best player on that team, just boom, goes right through. Packers recover, and then they get another chance to kick a field goal to win it, and they miss it. It was a bizarre game.
Heartbreak City, man.
No more crippling depression for Detroit for maybe one day. A big win for Jim Caldwell.
Yeah.
Because this is a guy who took them to the playoffs just last year, and they were looking good.
I'm sure some people are calling for his head. For his head, rather.
They've already fired. They fired the GM.
They fired
a lot of people.
They cleaned house.
Yeah, they cleaned house except for Caldwell for the most part.
They cleaned house. So
you know,
you have to think that he's definitely on the chopping block.
Yeah, I'm assuming if they didn't fire him then, they're keeping him around till next year.
Right. They probably won't fire him now.
And it's funny because they have a lot of pieces that work. It's just a matter of can they not play horrible like that? I mean, can they not beat Detroit for a season?
We talk about Stafford all the time. The dude's got, I feel like, crazy potential, or does he? I don't know.
With it's like looking at like the other side of Jay Cutler.
Sometimes
it's like the former fat kid. Right. He's kind of like Jay Cutler, where he's got all this talent, but he never seems to fully lock it in.
Right, because we see him play great.
He's a married man now, changed man.
Changed man. I mean, we see Stafford have great games sometimes, but then we see him play like dirt.
Absolutely.
Or worse than dirt. I don't know what's worse than dirt, but
I don't know what it is. I don't know either, but it is what he plays like sometimes. He'll just give it away. They're just giving it away.
So, yeah, that's a bad loss for Green Bay. I ought to say that. It's a bad loss.
And you know what? On that note, my falling pick...
Say it ain't so.
Brett Favre.
Back this one up for me, please.
Okay, so this would be referring to what I was going to ask you about with Peyton Manning.
Yeah.
So Peyton Manning takes this guy's record. Now, as falling. Cheers for Brett Favre.
Cheers for Brett Favre.
I don't think anybody's going to catch him with the picks.
No,
but I don't know if that's the only record you want.
He threw over 300 picks
for Brett Favre. It's
something insane.
It ain't good, but
I don't think
it's so Brett Favre-y to have that.
Yeah, I agree.
But here's my question. It's funny, but it's legitimate. If Peyton is done, let's say Peyton's done.
Give me Brett. Give me Brett. Give it to me.
But, I mean, can somebody just take a flyer out on Brett and just be like... I mean, Brett Favre's got to be looking at it and saying, he can throw for 30 yards and get that record back?
You've seen those jeans commercials, right?
Oh, absolutely.
You've seen him throw that tight spiral to his dog.
Right to that dog. He practically hits that dog.
Right in the mouth.
It's right where it needs to be.
Oh, come on. That was a perfect pass.
I really would love for that to actually happen.
I will take Brett Favre in his late 40s.
That's what the Cowboys should have done. The Cowboys should have seen what Brett Favre was up to, and they should have gotten him out of retirement and brought him in. He could do better. There's no way he couldn't do worse than Matt Castle and Brandon Wheaton.
If Brett Favre is willing to take a hit and possibly get a concussion, Brett Favre's your guy.
Jerry Jones, what are you doing, dude? We have these brilliant ideas for you to make even more money.
I mean, you didn't sign Tim Tebow. That let me down.
Come on.
And then you had Brett Favre right up your pocket, and you said, "Nah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm just not gonna do it."
He's just sitting in Mississippi hunting. He actually
saw that video,
from his blind while he was hunting.
Yeah.
His tree blind. Oh my gosh.
Congratulations, Peyton.
He's doing those great razor commercials too.
He is German made, 100%. So good.
That's some fine steel right there.
I'm interested in those razors. I mean, it's like, it's an infomercial, but it's sponsored by Brett Favre.
Should I buy them? I mean, it's Brett Favre.
It's kind of a contradiction though, because Brett Favre is very all-American kind of a guy. He is. Wrangler and all that, and then they got the German made.
It must be that good. It must be that good.
What does that mean though? So we can just slap? Oh, it's made in Germany, so it's got to be like engineered.
It's elegant, right? I don't know.
It's when I think of Germany.
You've seen Audi, and you've seen Volkswagen.
Right. They
Audi
do. They know.
I feel like Audi's German, right? No.
Maybe Belgian. I don't know.
Volkswagen. For sure.
I can check on that in a second. German. But when I think of Germany, I think of engineering. I do.
Yeah, I do.
But I just think it's kind of a contradiction considering he's very all-American, and that one of the main selling points is that it's.
Yeah, I'm Brett Favre.
Yeah, I'm Brett Favre for Wranglers.
For Wranglers.
I have Reza. It worked good. Worked really good.
On my smooth
We don't wear jeans in Germany. We wear lederhosen. we wear lederhosen and leather pants. Okay, keep going. I'm just trying to figure out what
of any German
stereotypes,
accents and stereotypes that you would have liked to hear for the day. We got your daily income.
What is this golden retriever doing here? Where's my German Shepherd? Where is he?
That was it.
Stein. Heel.
Good dog.
Good doggy.
Good dog.
Good doggy.
Good dog.
9.
9. Where's my schnitzel treat? Where are my schnitzel treats for Shine?
I love Bastian Schweinsteiger.
Thomas Müller.
2 of my favorite players of all time.
Van Gaal's army.
Louis van Gaal's army. That's Dutch. Never mind.
Audi. It is German engineering.
Is it?
That was accurate. I'll jot that down. Another point for Josh.
That's a point for me. He marked it. I saw it. It's a point for me. Suck it, Wild.
Here's the path. We've gone off the path. All right, we've gone on this ridiculous tangent. But hey, that's what we do.
I'm glad to have it, though.
Mark Henry.
I really am.
That's what we do. So that is our rising and falling picks for the week. Do you have anything to add to
I don't have any cutouts.
Hey,
but do you have anything that you'd like
to share?
Just to share rising and falling.
To add. Society's still up there, so don't worry about that. Society's still falling.
I think, generally speaking, the NBA, the hairstyles in the NBA are getting a little out of hand.
Okay, give me an example.
Jeremy Lin. Have you seen his hair?
Oh my goodness.
Horrifying.
We've got it right here.
Horrifying. Jeremy Lin's hair is terrifying.
Alfred Payton's
hair
constantly had ridiculous
hair. He had that in college,
though. It's still bad.
It's like an exaggerated version of his hair in college, though. It's really
Derek Williams, though.
Hangs over the front. Derek Williams is like trying to keep it under control. Like
Alfred, though.
He does. Yeah, he can. They like the little dip things.
Well, if we're talking about blonde, we need to talk about George Hill, aka Cisco.
Cisco, yeah.
Have you seen him this year?
Like
he looks like Cisco.
He looks like Chris Brown. That's a more timely reference, but yeah.
But for you Cisco fans out there,
yeah. For you
two Cisco fans out there,
you check out the Pacers this year. You'll see Cisco.
Yeah, like if we're talking realistically, Chris Brown probably looks like Cisco. And then George Hill probably looks like Chris Brown, ergo.
It's like a triangle.
Chain logic. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I could get that graphic. I'll get that.
Anything else?
Gosh.
Remember, you have beef with a lot of people, so.
I do. I absolutely do. I see you guys got Rousey up there.
No, that's Holly Holm.
Oh, Holly Holm. Well, okay, that makes sense.
I didn't put Rousey up. Well, actually, Rousey is right here, so technically she is on the falling side.
Whoa.
Well, if that's the case, then it's so.
We're not going off of that case.
That's borderline prophetic. Are you saying that we put her in the
falling section? I put her there from the beginning.
Did we?
But,
oh my goodness, did we cause this?
No.
You might have.
I feel partially responsible.
I feel like Kyle Korver's gonna have the worst year of his career now.
He's playing terribly.
Goodness.
He's playing terribly. What have we done?
Oh my god.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
Eric Bledsoe's on this side.
Call Kareem now.
Next up, Bowser. Bowser's about to have the worst year of his life.
Oh my goodness.
I love Bowser. He's evil, but I love him.
Call Kareem immediately.
Meanwhile, Brian Bosworth. Wait. He doesn't play. He doesn't play anymore.
He doesn't play anymore. No.
He's the man, though. T.J. McConnell, he's rising.
He is.
Oh my gosh.
Rising.
He's starting.
He's tearing it up.
Who saw that? I didn't.
I mean, if you've ever seen Isaiah Kanan try and run an offense, you could probably call that in a way. But I did not call T.J. McConnell.
I didn't even see him making the league.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Undrafted.
I didn't even think he would make the league.
And
he's starting.
That you just described the 76ers in a nutshell.
None of those guys should be in the NBA.
He was probably a token pickup. They were probably like, oh, there are no more centers left in the draft. We've already picked all 50 of the centers in the draft. We got to take this last guy.
Yeah, guys,
they're saying we can't pick up any more centers.
They have Joel
what should we do?
Nerlens Noel and Jaleel Okafor, all top 3 picks.
Didn't they draft? They drafted at least 3 centers.
Yeah.
And I think a couple of them were like Europeans.
Well,
one guy they don't get for like a year or so.
Okay.
And then I think they traded another one.
They drafted Joel Embiid. He's center from Kansas.
Right.
Drafted Nerlens Noel.
I'm talking about just this most recent draft.
This most recent one?
I think they drafted like 3 centers, and I think they traded one away.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What's the thinking
Hinky.
there?
Hinky's a mad scientist, and they, for some reason,
He's not even a scientist. He's just a crazy bum that they picked up off the
Yeah.
streets.
And what's Brett Brown doing?
Yeah, let's just get a bunch of tall guys.
What's Brett Brown doing? I can't even understand him when he coaches.
Brett
Do
Brown
it-
doesn't coach.
Do
he
his
just
guys
trains.
understand him when he talks?
No, you
I
guys
can't
just go out
understand
there, have
his
some
accent
fun.
Is
He looks
filthy.
disheveled.
He just
at every
brings,
game.
he supplies the Capri Suns and orange slices after the game. All right, he's got the cooler out there.
Hey guys,
Guys, my wife brought snacks for you.
Caprice.
just play
There's
your
some,
hardest.
wine
Play your
cooler.
hardest. Wine cooler.
Let's be
maybe.
honest. Brett Brown looks like he likes to turn up the bottle every once in a while.
Get
When I
turned.
say every once in a while, I mean more than every once in a while.
Well,
Uh-huh.
wow, that was a scintillating rising and falling we just delivered. I think that might be our longest rising and falling
far
video.
away.
Why is Luis Guzman
Um,
upside down?
I didn't do it.
Turn him back.
I'm sorry.
Thank
Luis
you.
is back. Back in action.
I love Luis Guzman.
Well, thanks for tuning in. Wiley Lewis for Jared. This is Josh. You can follow us at
Jadamovich.
Jadamovich. You can follow Jared at Jimmy Boot Sauce, and you can follow me at Wiley_Coyote12. This has been the Fastbreak Kids for Josh and Jared. I'm Wiley. See you next time.